Hi, and welcome to Slow Flow Yoga with me, Kristen, and the Yoga Seed. You can go ahead and grab a yoga mat or a blanket and towel, a couple of blocks if you have any. If you don't have any yoga blocks, some large books, preferably hardback books, work, and any type of blankets or pillows that you might also want in your practice. Welcome to the first of several yoga classes we will be posting in these next couple of days. My name is Kristen and I'm with the Yoga Seed. The class we'll be doing today is not dog yoga. You may be in the video quite a bit. But no, this is a slow flow yoga class. It's gonna be gentle in nature, but it will have some movements. Feel free to make it work for you in the way that you feel is best. Whatever modifications, whether I present them, you feel into them, or you know intuitively that work best for you, go ahead and take them. We'll go ahead and start this first class together in Child's Pose. If Child's Pose, for whatever reason, doesn't work, I know for a lot of bodies, and sometimes for me in the morning can feel a little off, we can lay on our back, and I'll go ahead and show you that option. It's called constructive rest. What happens is our feet are the width of the mat and then our knees are touching. Whatever position you're laying in, allowing the opportunity to feel into gravity. Feel the weight as it gently presses on your belly. Your shoulders relax and maybe melt into the mat a little bit. Feeling into where the breath begins, how it travels in the low belly up to the chest. Feeling it wash out. Three more breaths just like that. Easeful. Natural. And present. I think if there's anything we all need together collectively as a community, as well as on the larger scale as a society, the one thing we really need is presence to truly stay in the moment. So we don't get washed away by fear, losing our ground, and losing a sight of what matters most in these times. We'll go ahead and now come into a lateral bend. If you're in Child's Pose, we'll go ahead and come into an extended Child's Pose and walking your hands out in front and then walking them to the right. If you're on your back for these, what you would go ahead and do is choose to kick out your legs or keep them like this. Choose to kick them out and then come into like a banana shape where you're walking your hands to the right. Your feet can come too. They can also stay in center. On an inhale, let's come in through center when we're ready. And then on an exhale, we'll explore the other side. Walking your hands either to the left or just doing whatever side you didn't do last time. And we'll inhale and come into center when we're ready. I'm going to roll up to a seat and find myself in a tabletop, and I'll meet you there. So we'll meet in tabletop together. Finding a neutral back to begin with as the hands press in. Feeling the collarbone lengthen as we gently look up into cow. Exhale brings us to cat. Flowing through that dynamic movement, we inhale to cow and exhale to cat. Doing about 3 more. Taking any other intuitive movements that feel right though too. That may be side to side, so looking at your tail. Or anything else that feels right in this position. We'll come back into center. And exhale, we'll leave the hands right where they're at, but we're gonna allow the elbows to come out. The hips are gonna sink back into child's pose. If you're on your back doing this, because child's pose isn't right for you, what this would look like is lying on your back and bringing your knees to your chest, and exhale, bringing them back onto the ground. And while we continue flowing through this, I'll go ahead and show you what that other option would look like. Even if you don't try it now, at least you'll know. So inhaling here, exhale, knees to chest. Inhaling down, feet come down, hips distance, knees bent. Exhale, back, knees to chest. So that's similar in its effect of this dynamic movement where we're linking our breath with the movement. Go ahead and transition back into child's pose where I will meet you all. Hands down on the ground, elbows wide. An alternative to child's pose would be that position I was just in, which was knees to chest. Just regrounding into what this experience is like now. Feeling each finger press into the mat. Feeling the bottom as it reaches towards the heels. Feeling the pressure of gravity gently surrounding you. Like a soothing weighted blanket. Two more breaths. We'll go ahead and meet back in that tabletop. Settling in, feeling what it's like now. We're going to first come into this dynamic movement of taking the right, I'm going to start with my left hand, but you can start with your right just to make it so you can see it. Taking the left hand behind the neck. And as you inhale, you bring the elbow up, gently looking up. Exhale, bringing the elbow back, maybe even bringing that left elbow towards that right arm on an exhale. Inhaling, looking up. Exhale down. Two more. Last one, let's make it as present, as connected with our breath yet as we can. Inhaling to center. Exhale to feel. What is it like now, based on the fact that we did that movement in that one shoulder? Maybe it feels different. We'll take the other hand to the back of the neck to do the same thing on this side. So inhaling, our elbow reaches up, we gently look up. Exhale, we bring it in, elbow to the arm. Inhaling up. Elbow comes in. Doesn't have to touch the arm, but we just bring it in towards the center of the body. Inhaling up. Exhale, we come in. Two more. Last one. Great. So now that we've opened up the shoulders a little bit, we're going to go ahead and come onto the forearms and come to sit into puppy. So in puppy, the forearms are going to be on the mat. We're going to sink the hips back, similar to child's pose, but not all the way. We're not going to bring the bottom to the heels. Hands can be pressing together Connecting with that breath again. Inhaling back onto the hands. We come into a a plank onto the hands. Option to be on the forearms is what I wanted to say. And we lower down onto the belly. So we'll come to do a dynamic cobra where we'll come up 3 times into a baby cobra. The 4th time we'll stay. So hands underneath the shoulders. Inhaling, we pull the neck up, keeping the neck long. Exhale, back down. We repeat that. Inhaling up, neck is long. Exhaling down. 2 more. Last one, and remember this is the one we're gonna hold. So we'll inhale to hold, cobra. Continuing that connection with the breath. Maybe bringing the arms alongside. Maybe cactus arms. Or arms or hands on the ground works too. We'll press all the way up into that low plank again. And then we're gonna untuck the toes. Prepare ourselves to transition into down dog. Setting ourselves up here. As the first down dog of our practice, we may want to pedal off the legs, adjust the hands as needed. Five grounding breaths here. As we start to transition out of this, we're going to meet in forward fold. So we'll inhale to look to the front of our mat. As we exhale, we bend our knees, walking up to the front. Forward fold is where we meet. Knees have a generous bend. Even if we can do the straight legs, generous bend so that the back has a little bit of a chance to release. When we inhale to halfway lift, we're going to take our palms back to the back of the heels. We'll inhale to bring our hands up, back, exhale, fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, we'll fold. 2 more times. And if you are not as far down with your hands to the mat, if your hands are right about here, it's still going to be the same thing. So we inhale, we half lift. Exhale, we fold. Last one. And we fold. On an inhale, we'll rise up to mountain. Exhale, hands come to the heart. All right, we'll go ahead and meet in down dog now. From down dog, we're going to take our knees and bend them a lot, so much so they're going to reach towards the ground. Back is going to stay the same. Exhale, back. Inhaling, lowering down. Exhale, back. Let's do about 2 or so more. Inhaling, lowering. Exhale, back. Last one. And exhale, back. From here, we're going to walk our hands back to the feet. We're going to pretend like there's a tightrope or like a line going in between the hands. And as we walk our hands back to the feet, we're going to take the left hand and kind of bring it towards that center line. Other hand does the same. And we kind of crisscross them back until we get to forward fold at the back of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. We're going to take the hands, interlace them, or we can also grab onto the shirt. Either way, we're going to interlace the fingers or grab onto that shirt, gently opening up the chest. Gentle bend in the knee. Feeling the back open. Letting go of the hands. We'll inhale to rise up. And then exhale, hands come to the heart. Arms reach up. We're going to sit into our first chair. Exhale down. Inhaling and staying here for 3 breaths. to notice, I just noticed there's a little bit of tension in my shoulders. Notice if there's any tension that we can, like ice to water, just melt a little bit on an exhale. Let's stand up when we're ready. Arms reach up and then hands come down. Reaching the arms up long, we hinge and fold. Back is long all the way till we need to start curving the back into that fold. We're going to put that tightrope back on that mat. We're going to walk ourselves, our hands bending through the knees so we can do that. We can also just come straight out into the plank on the knees. We don't have to do the hands, back and forth. Meeting in a plank on the knees is one choice. Full plank is another. Tabletop also works. From this plank, we're going to swivel to come to a side plank. So we're going to, if you're on your knees, you're going to allow that right leg to come out kind of at an angle. And the back foot is going to go about the same direction as the mat. Reaching the arm long. This is one option. The other option is to have the feet kind of glued together, zipped together. We'll hold for 3, 2, 1. We're going to take that left hand, reach it through. 1, 2. Last one, reaching up. Exhale, we bring it through. Reaching the arm long. Exhale, coming down to plank. We'll lower down through a little mini vinyasa here onto the stomach. Reaching up, maybe cobra or up dog. Exhale back to child's pose. Inhale, rocking forward, plank on the knees, standard plank, or kind of a tabletop version of plank. We're going to do the other side now. So whatever version you did on the other side, you can do here, you can do a different one. Nobody's going to know. So just do what works for you. Reaching that arm long. We'll stay here for 3 breaths. Inhaling the arm long. Exhale, we'll sweep it through. In between, again, that arm and the leg. The left arm and the left leg. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhale through. One more. Exhale, reaching through, threading it through. Inhaling back to side plank. Exhale to plank. Lowering down again through this vinyasa flow onto the stomach. Inhaling cobra or up dog. Exhale, we meet in child's pose. Inhale, rocking forward, back into that extended child's pose, into the low plank on the knees. Exhale to down dog. We'll take the right leg long again. And as we exhale, we're going to step it through all the way in between those hands. The back foot is going to come to in between about a 30 and 60 degree angle, warrior 1. Arms reach up. And exhale, we stay. They can also be here. If this feels more grounding, if this feels like it honors your body better, only you know. 2 more breaths. When we're ready, we'll transition through to bring up the arms. Exhale, hands come down. Transitioning through to that plank, and then we meet in down dog. Bring the left leg long, 3-legged dog. And same thing we did on the other side, the right side, we step it through. Foot comes down. We adjust the feet. You can come like a railroad track. They can be a little tighter together, whatever works for you. Arms reach up, warrior 1. Being here for 3 breaths, making any adjustments you need in order to feel centered and balanced here. Arms reach up. And then exhale, we hinge and fold, coming down to that mat. Down into plank. Exhale to down dog. One more time, right leg long. Stepping it through, we meet in warrior one. We're bringing the arms up. And then exhale, come down. Inhaling to plank. Exhale, down dog. Left leg up. Step it through. We meet in warrior one. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands come to the mat. Stepping into that plank, we lower down onto the belly. Meeting in cobra or up dog. Skipping it all together if you choose to just meet us in down dog. Inhale, we look to the front of our mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, wolf fold. Bringing the arms along around again. We'll do one more of that chest open here, grabbing onto opposite hands or grabbing onto the shirt. Gently opening up the shoulder blades, drawing them together. Inhale rises us up. Hands come up the top, and then exhale to the heart center. All right. From here, from mountain at the top of our mat, we're gonna find ourselves to meet in warrior three. So we'll start by coming into a balanced pose with our right leg down. Our left leg is gonna start reaching back, and we come into warrior three or airplane. You can use a wall. We can have our toe on the ground. We don't have to come fully up, or we do, if we want to give that a try too. We'll stay for 3, 2, 1. Stepping back into mountain, reaching up. Exhale, the hinge and fold. Half lift and fold. Reaching up again, arms come up to mountain and then at heart center. You're gonna explore that warrior three on the other leg now. Left leg is steady, pressing into the mat, and we bring the right foot up to come into a balancing posture. Maybe we're using a wall, maybe the toes on the ground. Or maybe we start to kind of work with the balance, we come into a balanced posture if that feels right for us today. The focus of the balance postures is what I personally enjoy best from them. They work to give our brain a break. Because let's face it, when we're worried about falling down, when we're ready, we'll come out. When you're worried about falling down, it's a lot harder to think about what's going on in life. Let's take the arms up and wash it out, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. We'll come up to mountain again. And then exhale, hands come to heart. We're gonna meet in a wide-legged stance, facing horizontally on your mat. Feet can be about, I would say, less than a leg's width apart. Feet are gonna be slightly toes, slightly turned in. Arms alongside and up. It's kind of like a star, just radiating and feeling into the sense of power here. Feeling the energy out through the fingertips. Making an energetic X. We'll reach up with the arms. Hands come together. As we exhale, we open them out to a T. We're going to take those right toes and point them this way to the right. Warrior two we come into. We often need to make some adjustments. Go ahead and do that. Be here for a little while. Notice if there's tension. I just noticed, that's why I bring it up. flip the front palm, reverse. Exhale, back into side angle. One more time, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. So, from warrior two, we're gonna inhale to bring that right palm up to meet the left, and simultaneously, we're gonna get onto that right ball of our foot, and the right toes are gonna come towards, back into that parallel feet. Right hand reaches up. Exhale, left hand reaches out, right hand reaches out to a T, and then the left toes, we come onto that left heel, spinning the left toes to go towards the left. Warrior two this way. We flip the front palm, sweep it back, reverse. And then move right into side angle when you're ready. Reverse. And side angle. All right, we come back into warrior two. Inhale, arms reach up. We get onto the ball of that left foot. So the toes point now, so they're going the same direction. Arms reach up. Exhale, other side. First side again. We'll do that same flow one more time. Reverse. Side angle. Reverse. Warrior two. Inhale, reaching up, toes go parallel, wide-legged stance here. Exhale, toes point to the left now. Right foot stays. Warrior two going to the left. Reverse. Side angle. Reverse again. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, arms reach up. And we're gonna mix it up here a little bit this time. We're gonna bend through the knees and we're gonna come into a wide-legged forward fold. Folding. Great place for a block if you want to place it between your legs. Have something for the hands to rest on. Getting heavy. We'll inhale, halfway lift. As we do that, we're gonna you can do this with that block if you want to. We can use it on the ground. Left hand stays, right arm reaches up. Exhale, coming down, right hand down. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, down. One more time. One more time, that halfway lift here. And then we'll exhale to bring it in a little bit. Maybe we walk our hands back. That's one option. One option is we can grab onto these toes with our peace fingers and our thumb, kind of pulling ourselves in. Or we can also come to do those same shoulder opening here with the hands clasped together, grabbing the shirt, working on the chest opening. Be here for 3 breaths. We have a lot of forward folds in this practice. Forward folds energetically are known to help down-regulate the nervous system. So it works to calm down the kind of nervous system or the activation we sometimes feel. Sometimes that's called fight or flight. That's the activation. And then rest and digest is that down-regulated, calming effect that forward folds can do. We'll start to come up. We're going to come up slowly here. And while we do that, we're going to take the toes. So they're going to point out wide, and the heels are going to come together, like a wide-legged squat here. Inhaling, standing. Exhale, hands come to the heart. We'll do some movement here. This inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, we squat, hands sweep down. Inhaling up, we can look up with the hands, or we can just look straight ahead and down. 2 more. Using the whole breath. So as you inhale, you're really coming up from the pelvis. Arms reach up, all the way up to the chest. And then exhale down. We're going to stay here in this squat now. I'll show you some, I'll first show you some of the ones I really like for this position, and you can try out your own. But I like to kind of take my hands and really put them into the thighs. kind of like my weight is using my arms like tents, like tent poles. I'm gonna just sway side to side a little, and then we'll move into stillness. Other options for folks is we can come onto the toes. This is gonna be more of an activated state. It's gonna get the muscles working here, and if that's what you need, you can try that option out. You can have the arms out, you can have heels down, arms out too. Wherever you're at, 2 more breaths. Inhale, arms reach up. We're gonna pivot, so we're gonna come to the front of our mat. Left foot meets the right, arms are up, and then exhale, we'll meet forward fold again. Here. We're gonna come to one more deep inhale, halfway lift. Exhale is gonna plant the hands. We're gonna walk the feet back. Lower down onto the belly. Coming into our first superhero posture. We'll take the arms long and the feet long. On an inhale, we'll reach up. Arms reach up, feet reach up. Exhale down. Dynamic movement. So we'll do this 4 times, 3 more. And then down. Next one. Exhale brings you down. Last one, and we'll stay here. So we just want to have it long. We don't need to go that high, just long. Inhale up. Exhale. Taking the hands to the mat. Windshield wiping the feet side to side. All right. We'll press ourselves up again. Meeting back in down dog. From down dog, we'll take the right leg up. We're gonna step it through all the way. And then we're going to take that right toe and kind of walk it out to the side of the mat. So it's gonna be wider than it usually is. We're gonna come into lizard here. Great place for blocks to allow the hands a little bit of extra height. Hips sink in maybe a little bit. We're gonna take ourselves back up, walking that foot back into center. So it's more of this low lunge place. One more time with that low lunge, really opening up that left hip. And then exhale, we bring the hips back, folding over, half splits. Inhale, half lift here. Even in this half splits, just straight back and folding. Last one, half lift here. And then fold. Back into center. Coming back into down dog is where we'll meet together. Left side now. Left leg is long. And we step it through. Take that left foot and kind of toe heel it off to the side. We're going to come into lizard now on this side. Allow the self to get set up. And then try to find stillness in 3 present breaths. We'll come out of this slightly to walk the foot back into center, so it's more on that railroad track. One more time into that kind of low lunge, sinking into that right hip again. Noticing how it has shifted since the when we first started the practice. Inhale in here, exhale, we come back into those half splits. Inhaling, half lift. Exhale, hinge and fold. 2 more. Last one. And then we fold and stay for 3 breaths. Rocking forward, low lunge. You transition back to the tabletop, lower down. Inhaling cobra or up dog. Exhale, we come back into down dog. All right. We're gonna come in to bring that right leg up again. We'll step it through. We're gonna step it through about halfway that we normally do when we were doing those crescent lunges, and we're gonna come to prep ourselves again into pyramid. Bring those blocks alongside if you know you're gonna need them and you have them. We'll steady ourselves or bring ourselves up, pressing into that right big toe, and then pressing into the left heel. Hands on hips. Leaving a nice little bit of a micro bend in the right foot, right knee. Hands on hips. Inhaling here. Exhale, we hinge and fold. Half lift and fold. So we're using some active resistance here as we have a activated stretch. We'll start to transition out, coming back to meet in that plank, back and down dog. Left side, left leg comes up. We step it through, about half distance or 3/4 the way you normally do. Get those blocks ready if you need, you want them. Hands along hips. You can have them along at your chest if that feels right too. Either way, we're gonna inhale, find length in that spine. Exhale to hinge and fold. Keeping that activation in that left leg, pressing into the left big toe. And come out, taking the hands to the mat, lowering down, resetting the hips in a child's pose. Two more breaths here. Inhale, rocks us forward, plank on the knees. Exhale, down dog. Come into pigeon now. An alternative to pigeon, I'm going to show us both. An alternative to pigeon will be figure 4. I'll show you pigeon first though. So right leg comes up. We bend through that right knee. And we bring it through between, somewhere between those two hands. Front leg can be bent as much or as little as it needs to, depending on the angle. So this is what it looks like on the right side in pigeon. We'll stay here for about 5 to 7 breaths. And I'll show the other option, which is figure 4. So we come to the back. We bring the legs raised. And that right leg, we cross it over that left leg. Looping the hands around either side of that left leg, we hold it close. We're going to transition to do the other side. Those of you that are in pigeon, you'll slowly start to come out, bringing that right leg back up, meeting in down dog. Those of us on our back, a little bit simpler, we'll just take both legs to the sky And those of you doing it pigeon will get the left leg ready, three-legged dog, and then coming through to pigeon on the left side. Those of us doing figure four, on the back, we'll just take the left leg, cross it over the right. And as we gently try to bring ourselves onto this side, being curious about the different sensations from side to side, different feelings that come up. And I really like exploring the curiosity and being inquisitive about the body, because generally it leaves less room for there to be judgment and criticism if I remain curious. All right. For those of us in pigeon, we'll start to take our journey back out of it, meeting in down dog. Those of us on our back, we'll go ahead and meet in down dog. Rolling over into tabletop. Probably the easiest, but you'll find your way. We'll meet in down dog. Alright, one last stretch here. We're going to take the legs, walk them a little closer than we normally do in down dog. Take the right hand and you're going to reach for the left leg, look underneath the armpit of the left arm. Switching sides. Right palm really activates, presses into the ground, and then the left hand reaches towards the right leg. Look underneath the right armpit for an intensified version of that stretch. Back to center. And as we transition here, we're going to look to the front of our mat. Exhale walks us back to the front for forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. And we're going to come to sit in a version of a squat. Lots of options here. You can take a block and sit on it. That's one. One option. Another option is taking a blanket, rolling it in between. Or we can come onto the back and come into happy baby, is really similar as well. And then be creative. If none of those kind of feel right, maybe find something else that works for your body today. We'll find some grounding here in this squat. Pressing into the feet, hands can come together. 3 breaths. We're going to roll to the back. When we're ready, transitioning out of squatting, rolling, giving ourselves a great spine massage. Up and down, or side to side, whatever feels right. Going to explore a dynamic bridge sequence. Feet at hips distance, walking them maybe a little closer to our bottom if we can. Arms alongside. So as we inhale, we'll bring the arms up, hips come up. And then the exhale just brings us down. We want to work with a little bit of a pranayama exercise or some breath work. We're going to, an option to try a ratio breathing with this. So what that would look like is inhaling for the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Pausing for 2. 2, exhale for 8, 7, arms come along, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause for 2. Inhaling, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll do 2 more. Whatever version works best for you right now. Last one in this bridge sequence. All right. Let's come into constructive rest. So that is knees touching, feet come to the width of the mat and the knees touch, and they make like a triangle shape, or pyramid shape, I should say. Working with that same breathwork pattern for 5 breaths. Invitation to keep working with it, or maybe trying also to take one hand on the chest and the other on the low belly if that feels right. Last 2 breaths. Going to take the knees back to the chest. And you're going to do some knee circles. So we're going to rotate the knees one direction first. Let's try to keep contact with the mat beneath us. So the back stays the contact with the mat beneath us. Let's go the other way. And then we'll find happy baby. Having the feet reach the ceiling, maybe they gently pull towards the ground. From here, we'll take the knees together, arms out to a T. We're going to come into a supine twist. We'll bring the knees to the chest. But first what we'll do is we'll take the right foot to the ground, left foot raises up to the sky. We'll take either hand alongside the knee, just bring it over to the right a little bit. Knee doesn't have to be totally straight. Mine has a nice little bit of a bend in it. If you need something more though, you can kick out that right leg. But that's too much for me today, so I'm going to stay here. We're going to take that leg and bring it out wide now. So we're going to bring that left leg out to the left side. Bringing the leg up to center. We're going to exhale to come to a supine twist, bending through that left knee, coming down on the right side. Left hand stays there. We can look towards the right or left hand. Maybe feel both out. We'll stay here for 4 more breaths. When you're ready to come out of this, you'll try to do so on an inhale. Bring the both knees to chest just to give yourself a spine massage again. You can bring both legs long, maybe bending ankles and knees and whatnot here, just to stretch it out a little bit before moving on to the other side. So left foot comes down, right stays elevated. And we grab onto either side of the leg, bending our knee as much as we need to. We're going to bring it towards the center of our body, so towards the left side with the right leg. Nice IT band stretch. By nice, I mean intense. Bring that right leg up and then out to a T. So maybe not totally out to a T, at least not in my case, but move it out to the right side. Bringing that right knee up into center again. Well, exhale, start to cross it again back to the left side, but we're gonna start to come into a twist. We're gonna bend through that right knee. Right arm comes out to a T. We can put a block underneath that leg. We need a little bit of extra support. Also put a block between the knees. When you're ready, on an inhale, you'll return back into center. And exhale, we'll roll over onto the stomach. So from the stomach, onto the stomach here, we're going to come into a Sphinx pose. This is going to be a little bit more of a restorative Sphinx. Walking the hands and the elbows out. Allowing the back half to be a little more relaxed. And the top half of your body alert, yet soft. We can be both strong in the upper half of our body and supple and soft. We can be two experiences. It's not an and. I'm sorry, it's not an or. It's an and. We can be soft and soft. And come on towards the stomach now. Turning on to that left cheek. Left arm is going to come out to a T. Right palm will come underneath that right shoulder. And we're going to come to do a little bit of a shoulder peel. On an inhale, we prepare here. Exhale, we roll off onto the left side. The struggle right now is that we can feel a little bit polarized with our feelings towards these kind of unsettling times. You can feel afraid, anxious, be frustrated. We can also hopefully experience the other side of that emotion as well. So maybe what that looks like is different for each of us. Maybe we can be cautious and brave. Maybe we can be vigilant, yet relaxed. It's a hope at least, something to work for in this time. We'll transition on towards our stomach, and we'll move on to do the other side. Right arm out to a T, left palm underneath the left shoulder. When you're ready, we move to the other side. Maybe as we round out some of these postures here together, reflect on some of our own feelings, whether they're strong, intense emotions, or something else entirely. Maybe for the next 5 or so breaths here, we can just focus and be aware of everything that we feel. Noting everything, and yet pushing away nothing. When you're ready, you'll come back onto the belly. One last posture here. We'll come into half frog. Right knee is gonna inch its way up. This is a great place for a blanket. I'll know for next time when I do this to bring one over here. But it's a great place to have one here underneath the head. Be here for about 4 breaths. Staying longer if you want to. And shorter if you feel like you want to move on to the other side before I get there. We'll come onto that other side. No rush though. Stay longer if you need to. I'm going to switch now. And I'll see you on the other side. Focusing on only the breath if that works for your attention. If you notice though that your attention is floating elsewhere outside of the present moment, a strategy that works really nice for me is to just count my breaths. Wherever you're at, we'll be here for a few more breaths. From here, we're going to find ourselves to move in our final version of rest. So that may be just for some of us lying on their stomach. Or you may choose the more common one we see in a lot of yoga classes, which is Shavasana or corpse pose. You can take a seated positioning or anything else that feels right. I'm going to go ahead and sit up. But I want you to feel, if you're comfortable enough to stay here in Shavasana. Comfortable enough to stay. Do a little bit of a body scan, noticing and observing the parts of the body that are making contact with the mat. Maybe your head, your shoulders. Moving down the arms. Feeling them press against the mat as gravity wraps and supports you here. Flowing down through the body, down the spine, each vertebra. Relaxing and softening. Down through the hips. The right hip softens if it can. And the left hip softens if it can. Right leg, heavy, relaxed, soft. Yet in this softness lies its strength. Left leg, heavy, also relaxed and soft. Both knees, both ankles, the right calf and the left calf soften towards the mat. Bringing the awareness to the right foot, even the toes. Relax if they can. Left foot softening if they have the ability to do so. Maybe the left toenails even. Drawing an awareness, like a snapshot of the whole body here. Relaxed, safe, and whole. We're going to bring our conscious awareness into our body. We consider staying still. Bringing a light of awareness, waking up each body part, the right foot, the left foot, the right leg and left, all the way up to the navel. Light shining from the center. Waking up the fingers now, maybe with some small movements. We'll start to awaken to this conscious awareness by maybe exploring a great big morning stretch before you come to lie on your side. We'll use the crook of our arm as a makeshift pillow. And we'll stay here for 3 breaths before we come to meet in the seat. This transition when we're lying on our side, this fetal position, it's perhaps one of the sweetest, most simplest yoga postures we've always done before we even knew what yoga was. Just honoring the body for showing up today. Honoring even the simplest of poses. Honoring the nature of slowing down so we can reconnect. And hopefully in that reconnection, we find a little bit more of a grounded place. When you're ready, we'll come to me in a comfortable seat. Anything or any way to make that comfortable for you, please consider, whether it's a blanket or a bolster. Take 3 grounding breaths here. And we're going to stay here, but I'm going to use my singing bowl in an effort to connect virtually a little bit more. With your eyes closed, simply focus on how long you can hear the singing bowl. We'll reach our arms overhead, drawing our palms together at the top. Exhale brings them to the center of our chest. One more time, inhaling, arms up and overhead. This time we'll exhale, bringing them to our forehead center. May you stay peaceful, yet attuned to the world around us. Bringing the hands to the mouth. May we stay well and help those around us who aren't well. Bringing the hands to the chest or the heart center. May we stay connected with who we are on the inside. And not forget what's going outside in the world around us. It is here I bow to each of you. Thank you so much for joining me, joining us at the Yoga Seed with these virtual remote classes. The light in me honors and recognizes that very same light and shadow in you. Together we say, Namaste. Snaps again for making it this long. Thanks for joining me for my first video here. Sorry for the technological glitches if you experienced any. Hopefully they make for some lightness in your practice today. I wish you well, and until next time, Namaste.